People have been giving the new Super Mario Bros. Games flack ever since the Wii came out. The big criticisms are that these games are too unoriginal, boring, lazy, easy for casuals, and come out too frequently. But I feel like over the years, people don't really understand how good these games really are. Seriously, at the time, these games were legendary, and even today still hold up, whether it be the level design, gimmicks, power-ups, or introducing Mario staples like Star Coins and Baby Yoshis. But out of all of these games, I feel like the best game out of the 6 games is New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is ironically also one of the most hated in the series. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this is one of the best in the series and probably is the best for a multiple amount of reasons. So yeah, this is why New Super Mario Bros. 2 is better than you remember. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say that I do have a Discord server. You guys can join it, okay? Any of you can join it, really. We got memes, we got lay funnies, we got epic announcements for whenever I'm streaming or upload a video. It's pretty epic, honestly. Okay, enough self-promoting. It's E3 2012, aka the last time Nintendo does a live performance before Nintendo Directs replace that.
For several months.
Nintendo was around the time where they were about to release the Wii U, and with it came a new 2D Mario game. But also shown was another new Super Mario Bros. Game entitled New Super Mario Bros. 2.
It's clearly different from the new Wii U Mario game that Reggie talked about earlier.
Also, quick side rant, but why is this game called New Super Mario Bros. 2? New Super Mario Bros. 3 would have been a way better name. Not only is the game the third in the series, but it also takes a lot of merit from Super Mario Bros. 3 on the NES, so it would be really fitting for the game in my opinion. Anyways, people were pretty upset with this, and honestly, I really can't blame them. Not only did they show off two 2D Mario games at the same E3, but the game itself didn't look special at all. Nothing really stood out, and it looked really unoriginal, just like all the other games.
This isn't new Mario! This looks like the old Mario! What the hell? What the frick? I'm so dumb! Karen, what are you doing?
Although, for the optimists, there was still hope. This game's marketing was coins, coins, coins. It was front and center, so maybe this game isn't so bad. Also, the Tanuki Leaf returns from Super Mario Bros. 3, and the new Gold Leaf is here. Perhaps the focus on coins would make this game feel more original. Well, kinda. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is not original. Like, I can't even be facetious about that. That's not to say that everything is unoriginal, but a large majority of it is. This game is as basic as you can get. We have our 6 standard worlds: grass, desert, beach, snow, sky, and volcano-themed worlds, and we also have 3 secret worlds, which can only be accessed by the cannons, which are basically just unoriginal worlds with mushrooms and flowers in the background. So cool! If you haven't caught on by now, 1/3 of all of these worlds are literally just the special worlds, and I don't know why. They could have easily just replaced the mushroom and flower world with rock and forest, but since they didn't think of any ideas for those worlds, they didn't. It's really underwhelming considering that these worlds basically have nothing special about them, and I know you may be thinking that maybe it's because of the 3DS limitations, then why is there 9 worlds? And 2, New Super Mario Bros. For the DS literally had 8 worlds and they were all unique. So yeah, the world themes are total buckus. But what about the music? Well, that's not anything special either, because there are literally only 4 pieces of original music in this game, not including variants of pre-existing songs. Why? They're still using the traditional bubbly Mario music for the 3rd time. In fact, the only difference from this music from the other games is that they added a significant amount of bods and doos. Personally, I like this decision because it makes this game have its own feel and coincides well with the vibrant colors of this game. Like I said, the world maps are the exact same, but one thing they actually did change is the cannons in this game. Instead of just getting in them and then flying away, you have to go through a fast-scrolling obstacle course, which are all pretty varied in each cannon, which I think is a nice change. Also, some of the levels in this game have some pretty unique settings and ideas. Like for instance, in Flower-1, the setting is a rocky mountain, but it also has a sunset, which honestly looks pretty pretty. I'm surprised this wasn't in the older games because this is a really cool setting. In a lot of the desert levels, they have these high totem poles, which are pretty cool. And also in World 1, there's a special pipe maze level with some piranhas and some one-way platforms. And in World 5 especially, there are airship levels where you ride on a tiny little ship through water and sky. Kinda like the flying bird from Sunshine in a way. So overall, there's still a lot of unique stuff in here, but it's kind of buried under all of the unoriginality. Now obviously you can't talk about the new stuff in the game without talking about the new power-ups. There's 2 new power-ups here. The first one being the Tanuki Leaf from Super Mario Bros. 3. This power was in Super Mario 3D Land a year prior as well, but its implementation here is more akin to the original one in Mario 3. It's a pretty simple power-up. You can hit people with your tail. If you go fast enough, you can raise up your P meter and start to fly in the sky, and you can also glide for a little bit. I really do like the addition of this power-up because it allows for a lot more unique little places and secrets for you to find because you can glide and fly in the sky. We also have the mainstay power-ups as well, like the Mushroom, Firefly over Star, Mega Mushroom, and Mini Mushroom, and similarly to the previous games, both of these power-ups, the Mega and Mini Mushroom, are both really underutilized in my opinion. The Mega Mushroom only appears in a handful of levels, and when it does, it's underwhelming, because most levels simply weren't built for the power-up, and the Mini Mushroom is only used to unlock secret exits. Other than that, there's really no reason to use this power-up. Now all of those power-ups were pre-existing power-ups, but the one new power-up in this game is the Golden Flower. Now if we're going to discuss the Golden Flower, we should probably talk about the main gimmick of this game that coincides with it. Coins everywhere. Coins in the sky, coins in the pipe, coins in secret areas, coins in rings, gold enemies, star coins, blue coins, red coins, furries. So yeah, the main marketing for this game was definitely the abundance of coins. It's front and center, but it also really isn't anything special. I'm honestly impressed with how useless coins are in this game to begin with. There's so many of them, and yet they play basically no purpose. All they do is give you 1-ups. 1-ups! You know, the thing that they give you like 6 of in the Toad houses? I can't believe how useless these coins feel in this game. There's no in-game shop to get power-ups, you can't unlock secret areas or Toad houses with them, you just get lives. Not only does this take away a lot of the challenge of levels knowing that you just have all these 1-ups, but it also just makes the game feel much easier than it already is. By the time you get to the second world of this game, you're probably going to have at least 30 lives, which is just no. Even more useless is the global coin counter, which don't add crap. Although there is a challenge with this, Nintendo put up the challenge of collecting 1,000,000 coins, and after hours and hours and hours of work, what do you get? The title screen changes. Excuse me, what the fuck? This is the same shit Mario Kart DS pulled off. Anyways, the coins are useless, but I have to say, they are really satisfying to collect in this game.
Nice.
And you've probably heard people say this before, but why? Well, nobody really seems to have the reasoning to it, but after thinking in my thinking chair, I've come up with a magnificent thesis. So why are the coins so satisfying to collect? Well, because there's a lot of them. Yeah, that's basically it. Since there's so much emphasis on the coins, and since there's simply so many of them, it subconsciously makes us want to collect them more. And when we do, it feels a lot more rewarding than normal. And plus, seeing the global coin counter go up and up gives you the instinct to collect a bunch of more coins to see it reach its max capacity. Anyways, the gold flower basically turns everything you touch into gold, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Now, technically, there is another power-up, but the only way to get it is by randomness, or if you see a golden winged block in your overworld. Of course, I'm referring to the coin block. Basically, if you hit a certain block enough times, it'll turn gold and pop on your head, and the more you run, the more you get fat stacks of cash. People seem to love or hate this item, and I'm on the majority of people who hate it because it really isn't that useful, especially when the levels are really compact and not very open, so you can't really just keep on running over and over again. Eventually an obstacle or an enemy will block you. So yeah, the coins really aren't that useful, and if anything, they just make these already really easy levels even easier. I guess that's my cue to talk about the level design, isn't it? I know I've been a little bit overly negative, so let's talk about something I actually do like, which is the level design. And my god, the level design in this game is some of the best in the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. Each level in this game is just so memorable, and that's owed to the gimmicks of each level. Every level has a gimmick, whether it be a pipe maze, riding on these dry bone things, which I don't know the name of, asteroids, or a giant spike rolling towards you. Yeah, these aren't original, but that doesn't mean they're forgettable or bad in general. Also, compared to the Wii entry, these levels are much more compact. A big problem I had with the Wii entry is that due to the 4-player aspect, the levels had to be very open, which meant there's a lot of blank space, and it makes these levels feel very boring and dull. But with these levels, the screen is smaller, and there isn't a 4-player multiplayer, so it means that they have free range to make these levels much more unique and compact, and they have significantly less empty space. Also, like I said before, these levels are all very colorful. The neon and vibrant colors of this game really pop, and combined with the acapella music gives this game a unique feeling in my opinion. Speaking of which, this game takes heavy influence from Super Mario Bros. 3, whether it be the Tanuki Leaf, abundance of special areas, or just these bolted down platform things. It sets itself apart from the other games, and yeah, it's not original, but compared to the other games, it's pretty unique. You know, with such great level design, I bet the bosses are sure to be really good. Oh. These boss fights are actually really bad. I don't even know what to say. All these boss fights are just so lazy and have nothing special or cool about them. They're all just either 1, stolen from the other games, or 2, are just so easy that it doesn't even matter. Like for instance, look at Lemmy's boss fight. You have this rotating platform, so you'd think that it'd make it a little bit harder considering that it's pushing you back, but no. In fact, it's honestly easier to just deal with it and hit Lemmy on the head. That's how bad these bosses are. Or Larry's boss fight, which is literally just moving platforms up and down with no resemblance of challenge or creativity in the slightest. And keep in mind, these bosses are in the special worlds. And they have shitty bosses like this. In fact, these bosses are so easy and rushed to the point where you can basically complete them in a matter of seconds. Like, I'm not even joking. You can literally just complete the first Reznor fight in 3 seconds. Or hey, look at this Roy Koopa fight. You've got these closing platforms which will crush you if you don't go fast enough. But the thing is, this is as far as they go. Yeah, they can't even kill you in any way, shape, or form. Even the final fight with Bowser is underwhelming. Like, the original one in Wii is much better than this one. This one just feels rushed and uncreative. In fact, they didn't even bother to put Bowser Jr. in this game. In fact, it's so bad that Reznor is literally the mid-boss for every single world, and all of his boss fights have very few alterations. If I'm being honest, I probably would have preferred the Boom Boom fights from Super Mario Bros. Wii, because at least those actually have creativity and are different from each other. So yeah, boss fights are definitely not this game's forte, and if we're being honest, none of the Mario games really have very good boss fights. Now, technically, there is actually 2 other modes that I didn't mention yet in New Super Mario Bros. 2, that being the local co-op play and the coin rush mode. Local co-op play is exactly what it sounds like, and there's basically nothing to really talk about in that mode other than it just allows you to play co-oply with Luigi. But the one other mode in New Super Mario Bros. 2 is called Coin Rush, in which you would go through multiple DLC level packs and you would try and get the most coins as you can while also trying to complete the level under time. And my god, I've heard horror stories about the Impossible Pack and some of the other packs in this DLC mode. It's caused some people to go mad, as they say. It's some of the hardest Mario levels in all of existence, and it's caused some people to jump to their death in poison. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was a solid game when it came out, and it's still a solid game now, apart from a few minor hiccups here and there, like the bosses. other than that, everything in this game is pretty spot on. Like the music, the presentation, the level design, the power-ups, the DLC, everything. It's really good. I feel like people are starting to realize how much better this game is than they thought, and I'm glad because this game really is good. So yeah, thanks for watching this video about the new Super Mario Bros. 2. It took a while to make, and I really enjoyed making it, and I want to make more kind of like gaming retrospective videos like this one, so let me know if you guys like this and if you want me to make more of these types of videos. But until then, I'll see you in the Impossible Pack.